Coach, talk about the game and the offensive game plan and how things turned out for you tonight.
You know, excited to see the explosive plays come back. You know, I think that's what put us in position to win the game. I thought there were a couple of critical situations. We weren't as efficient as we anticipated, but to come on the road, to not have any procedural issues, to not turn the ball over and find a way to win, you got to be proud. Obviously, you know, our guys, you know, they wanted to obviously play a little bit better, but you know, we're still trying to figure it out on offense, and it's good to see that some things that we focused on in the offseason are coming to fruition, and we just got to learn from this game, grow, and then put it all together.
At the end of the first half, that 4th and 1 call at the goal line, Kelly hasn't been under center much, and you guys went into that heavy formation that you used a lot last year. Did you guys get a lot of time with that this year, with Dexter being back in the game?
Yeah, we practiced that. We've had that in the plan for a couple of years, and we practiced it all week. And you know, just a situation that a momentary lapse in concentration, ball's on the ground, and that's one of those critical situations where we weren't as efficient as we wanted to be. Same thing on the 3rd and 1. You know, 3rd and 1 situation, guys are locked in, and the guy's trying to do his job, has a momentary lapse. We let a linebacker run through, and now we're punting the ball away. So you know, it's a lot for us to grow from, but there's still a lot of positive that we can lean on as well.
Made about the 2018 class and Trevor and those guys, but it seemed like the seniors really stepped up for you tonight, especially Kelly.
You know, really proud of Kelly, because obviously there was a portion of the game in the first half where things weren't going his way, and for him to come back and just show the poise and the leadership to be able to put together touchdown drives and find enough offense for us to win the game, and definitely gotta lean on those guys because they've been in this situation, and I think that was something that we told our guys, you know, coming into this game, that you know, from a maturity standpoint, we've been in games like this and we know what it takes to win, and the guys dug deep when they had to, and they found a way.
Was the fumble why Kelly didn't start those first 2 possessions of the second half?
No, just coach, they had a plan to rotate those guys, and again, it was more on a snap count issue. You know, Trevor comes in, first plays a touchdown, you know, so then he goes right back out there to get some more snaps, so that wasn't the situation.
So you guys have managed this pretty uncontroversially for, you know, quarterback duels usually are magnified and tend to be contentious. How has this one managed to kind of be serene as these things go?
You know, I think it first starts with the 2 young men that are in the competition. You got both men are high character young men. They pull for each other. They understand the situation, and really all they're focused on is going out and trying to play their best, and they feed off of each other. Our offenses seem to feed off of both of those guys going in, and it's good when you have those guys, and it's good to be in that situation.
With their diverse skill sets, this could continue all year, right? I mean, that's a pretty.
You know, we're just going week to week, and encouraging the guys to play well. And obviously, we got to prepare a plan to give them both opportunity to be successful, and we'll continue to do that until further notice.
Coach, the reverse pass by Renfro, that's something you've been kind of saving in your hip pocket with Renfro's quarterback experience.
You know, it was just something coming into the plan that we saw something on film, felt like a certain set was pretty susceptible to that, and we were on the field position where we wanted to take a shot, and kind of we had some momentum, so we felt like if we can execute it any time in the game, it was going to be that time right there.
In the second half, did they do anything that kind of caught you? It looked like they blitzed a little bit more.
Yeah, they started. You know, they started pressuring a lot more, playing a lot more man coverage. You know, really trying to stop the run, force any of your RPOs, forcing the ball to get out. Because I think, you know, late in the second half, we did find a little bit in the running game, started to pop a couple, and they decided that they were going to take that away and make us beat them with the pass.
How is your identity different now with each quarterback? You have 2 games to sort of look at a little bit.
You know, it's still hard to tell,
yeah.
And I won't know until I watch the game just to kind of see how it unfolded. You know, throughout the course of the game, really not focusing on what quarterback's in there, just trying to find some offense when we were sputtering a little bit.
Cade Stewart started at right guard tonight. Can you explain what's going on?
You know, that was just a situation of practice matters. You know, he had a great week of practice, and obviously Coach Caldwell felt like, you know, he deserved the opportunity to run out there first, and then you saw in the game, you still got to perform well. Just because you run out there first doesn't mean that you're going to be out there all the time. You got to perform well, and they mixed it up a little bit. Sean Pollard got in there, and I know there was some conversation saying that he was playing well when he got in there. So that competition will continue to go, but it just illustrates that practice does matter.
You talked about earlier about Kelly's poise and how he came back second half. For him to, like, you know, be sitting over there being cold and then to come in and immediately make that 50-yard pass. Talk about that and what and for him to keep his cool and not lose his cool. You know, when he's sitting over there on the sideline in a big game.
No question, and for any of our guys, because the same thing at running back, you got 3 guys that are rotating, and you may not get in there for a while, and so you just got to be ready when your number's called. And I think the biggest thing for him is, you know, he's found a way to be able to talk to himself, quiet his mind, not to worry about the situation, and just go out and play the next play. You know, that's something that we talk about all the time with our guys. Just play the next play, and that's really what it is, and that's just a testament to his character.
Higgins had 2
Did you maybe even see more of the ball tonight?
You know, we'll watch the film and see some areas to improve, but I just thought his leadership and his poise and his toughness, you know, there in the third quarter to get things going, just furthermore, you know, solidifies who he is and what he means to our football team.
That first play with Trevor, obviously that 64-yard touchdown, was that the plan all along for him to go take a shot as soon as he got in the game?
You know, that was actually an RPO, you know, where it was a run-pass option, and they presented an opportunity for the pass, and he read it correctly, and T went up and made a play. You know, so it was more just really that was the game plan. You know, we're going to come out and give them options. That's what we want to do with our quarterbacks. Give them options to either run the ball, throw the ball, just depending upon what the defense wants to give us. And tonight it seemed like, especially early in the first half, they were going to make us throw the ball and not give us the ability to run versus a 6-man box.
How do you think Trevor did overall in his first real test?
Oh, you know, I mean, to go out there your first play, to have success, and when he was in there, you know, had success leading the offense. So I thought he did good. But again, haven't seen the tape. We all know just watching it there was good, but there's going to be a lot that we can correct from at every position.
Talking about the blitzing in the first half, it looked like they were crashing their safeties and their outside corners on all the run, on all your zone replays, trying to crash in and force you guys inside. What did you do to adjust there?
Well, the biggest thing was we tried to get to some more perimeter runs. You know, we had to get a beat on how they were setting their front. You know, he's been, you know, you got to give Elko, you got to tip your hat to him. He's an unbelievable defensive coordinator, does a great job, as good as anybody in the country scheming you. And based off of what we saw, you know, he changed it up. You know, he wasn't going to give us the bubble to run to. Obviously, you know, whenever you're in under defense, people are going to attack that bubble. So anytime we moved our 3 back, he was shifting his front, and then he had specific blitzes. You know, he was going to bring the safeties, get them in the box. I always try to have one more than you can block. So we had to get to some more passing game. We had to have some more checks where we had plays called, and if we didn't get the look, then we're checking to a different play. So it was a lot of cat and mouse, and there in the third quarter, we were able to find enough plays, you know, especially coming out throwing the football, to soften up the run a little bit.
Do you think that the blitzes opened up the big plays for you later in the game?
You know, I think so, because obviously if you're going to blitz, it creates a one-high structure, creates a lot of man-to-man coverage, and T stepped up big. You know, T had a huge night, went up and made some plays. Renfro made some plays. You know, it's a little bit tougher to throw in zone just because, you know, guys are all over the place, but when you got man coverage,